Hello, my name is Wes Estes, and I'm a local real estate agent here in the community. The community being zip code 23836. And today on my real estate mailbag, I'm going to answer several questions that I've been being asked probably the last 3 to 4 weeks. If you have any specific questions that you'd like to have answered regarding real estate, I'll answer them in the next real estate mailbag. As always, it is a great day to buy and sell real estate. Great question. I break down property sales into several categories, and you're looking in front of you a chart for a 12-month chart is what you're looking at, and you're looking at month in inventory, listed, pending, closed, sold, expired. I do track expireds as well, and if you're curious what does expired means, no, it doesn't mean that the homeowner has passed away. What it means is that for whatever reason, the agent that had the property or the company that had the property on the market for sale, it didn't sell, and the homeowner decided that they were not going to renew or relist with their property. But if you look at this graph, this is an interesting graph for me because one of the other questions I often hear is when's the best time of the year to sell my house? And most people will say, well, if you're going to do it, you want to do it in the spring and summer. While yes, you have more activity going on in the spring and summer, but if you look at the spring and summer selling season, which would be considered April through August, you have more inventory on the market as well. You have more properties that are listed during that time. So you have more competition, and sometimes having more competition will put pressure on prices. So anytime you have to sell your house is really a good time to sell your house. But if you're looking at this graph here, this gives you the month in inventory, and these are properties that are for sale going over the last 12 months. The green represents the listed, and again, as you can see, we actually last year had an uptick starting in March with new listings, and it kind of dropped down, then picked up, dropped down, and then obviously as we go through the year, the listings will kind of tend to drop as well. Same thing with pending, that just follows the same steps. Pending is a property that went under contract during the course of that time. And then the closed and sold, again, you can kind of see the trend. It kind of follows along with the others as we go forward. And then of course we just talked about the expireds. Surprisingly enough, even in the market that we have been in for the last several years, which is considered by all stretch of the means a really good real estate market, we still had properties that were listed and did not sell, as you can see here in 23836. And this is only representing one zip code in the entire county of Chesterfield, which we all know there's a lot of zip codes in Chesterfield County. This next graph that you're looking at are units that have sold. So it's just taking the one that we just looked at here, and it's taking just the sold units now and placing it on the graph here. The red is going to represent a time period from February 2018 through January 2019, which is this year. And then the blue is going to represent from February 2017 through January of 2018, the previous year. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm comparing the 2 years to see what the trend is year in, year out over the last 2 years. And again, as you can see from this graph here, how it just properties sold increase obviously during the spring and summertime and decrease as we get out of the spring and summertime. But what really is interesting with this graph here is when I go down here, I noticed that we're looking at the 12-month, we had 230 total sales in the month of February 2017 to January 2018, and then of course this past year we had 210. So we had less sales going on than we did the prior year. This is a great question, and this is a little tricky one as well. If you look at the median selling price of the properties that have sold, and again, we're going to do a comparison from February 2018 through January 2019 and February 2017 through January 2018. And we're going to take the median selling price because you can't really take the average. Sometimes the average, you can have some number that kind of throws it out of, just throws it out of whack. That's why I usually use the median, because it's just more of a stable, more of a, just more of a stable number when I'm looking at it for a question such as this. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, year in, year out, it runs pretty steady. I mean, we did this past year have an increase homes at selling price in July, then it dropped down, whereas the previous year before that we had an uptick, and then of course we had a huge uptick going up here, the median sales price in October, which is interesting because then it falls out of the realm of the spring and summer selling season, which everyone says that's the best time. You know, our area is a little bit different because we do have a lot of military relocation, and their physical year is different than regular years. Just a lot of variables that can kind of skew this number to make our area here do a little bit different than maybe in some other localities of the county. But if you let's look at it from the previous year, the median sales price was $293,746, and then this past year it's $297. So we have had a 1.11% median increase in property sales this past year. I will finish up with this question. We call this days on market. And again, we're going to do a comparison between the February 2018 through January 2019, February 2017 through January of 2018. And if you're looking at this in the, we'll call it the winter time, as you can see, the prior year, the average days on market was 74 to 60 days. And then this past year, 36, 33 days. There was a little bit of an uptick in April, then it kind of dropped down days on market, uptick in October, which again, this past year, there was a lot of things going on, and that could have been the cause for the uptick in the days on market of properties that sold during that month. And then of course, you can kind of see how it trends out. The good news is the average days on market is down 19.98% from the previous year to last year. So all to say, we're in a good real estate market, but there is some navigation that's going to be required. And then that's where you're going to need the professional services of a real estate agent.
Are you thinking of selling your home, but are worried about getting the best price? Do you need to sell your home quickly with the least stress possible? Then you're going to need the services of a great realtor. By using the right realtor, you're much more likely to find the perfect buyer for your home, quickly and at the best price. When you list your home with me, you can be sure your home will be marketed effectively to attract the right buyers and close the sale at the best price for you. So, if you want to sell your home quickly for a great price through a realtor who really cares, I'm ready to help. Just call me today and let's get started.